What up, everybody? We have arrived to our first stream of 2026. I can't believe it took us until February to get to our first stream in 2026, but here we are. Fingers crossed this is working. Had, as seemingly always lately, some tech issues right before things got started, but I think we are working. I'm gonna wait for a confirmation from the chat. I see Oja Swinny, I see Lene chilling out in the chat. What's going on, Dobby herself? January was a long year. I like that a lot. It was. It definitely felt like it was a very long year. All good. That makes me so happy to hear. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. I'm gonna check one final thing that I forgot to test. Yep, it was this. Watcha! Microphone volume was down. I don't know why my computer does that. Nice! What's going on, Skeet? Happy New Year! Feels weird saying Happy New Year to everybody when we're a month in already, but Happy New Year, everybody. It's very nice to see you all. It's been a very, very long time. We are testing. And actually, if people in the chat want to help me confirm something, because I didn't have time to actually check it out, we are, I think, streaming currently also to Twitch at twitch.tv/MrMGWard, and we are also streaming to YouTube Shorts or to YouTube vertical format. I think that should be working. Once again, YouTube is showing me handles instead of your name, so I do apologize if I don't recognize anybody's names in the chat. You don't have to call me you don't have to call me Dobby, okay? Dobby, house elf, what would you prefer? Oh, call me Dakota. There we go. Sorry, I didn't see your previous message. Dobby, or sorry, Dakota. We will call you Dakota. What's going on, Pearl Noir? What's going on, Dad160? Again, please introduce yourself. If you're people that I know already, but I don't recognize your handles, please let me know. Yeah, let's rock on. I decided to start the stream with my face today, cause why not? It's been so long since I've seen you all. But we're now gonna switch to our usual setup, and then we'll get this party started. Here we go. We're gonna be writing white ink on black paper today. Oh, am I rusty? Quite possibly. We'll see how she goes today. Wonderful. The thinnest of the thin hairlines. I love that. We might have to add a little bit more white gouache to my mix here today. It might be getting a little too thinned out. I topped up the jar a couple days ago. Thank you very much, Dakota. You're 8! 8 years old, Dakota? That's exciting! Welcome. Oh, there's already an ad. I didn't see that fast enough to turn it off. There's not supposed to be an ad for 30 minutes. What the heck, YouTube? I have not been online for 30 minutes yet. I apologize. That was unintentional. Oh, we have our spinning top. Is that paint? It's gouache, actually. I use gouache for white ink. Tuesday night. I was home last week, and I thought about going live last week, and my Tuesday was absolutely crazy, and it was like 7:30 or 8 o'clock, and I was like, I can't do it. So I was late posting it, and then I decided to bow out. I'm gonna turn on our spinning top. Now, I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I do have this set up, shabam, so the people on the YouTube and Twitch can see the spinning top, but I don't know if it's charged. I might have forgot to charge it. So we're going to see. It might spin for 10 seconds, or maybe it'll spin for longer. Hiya! We'll see. I don't know how long it'll spin for today. Hopefully not, or hopefully for a while. But I don't know, the battery might be dead. Hello, hi, aloha has a question. What's up? Just a heads up to anybody in the chat, because I am testing out Twitch and YouTube vertical, if anybody is chatting from YouTube vertical, I don't know if the regular YouTube folks will see that chat. So I see everybody's messages all here together. So if I'm chatting with somebody who you don't see, that's why. Autocorrect with a vengeance. Oh, Linnea's lurking. Sounds good. Lurk away, Linnea. Lurk away. Is your beard real? I don't have a beard. My mustache is real. Yes, it most certainly is. My mustache grows insanely slowly, and it took me about, well, it's been over a year to grow what I have here now. It's been a slow build. What's going on, Annie? Nice to see you. I have to decide, are these hairlines too fine for stream, or do they look good for you guys? How do you feel? So I'm running technically 3 streams right now. There's the regular one that we're all used to, the horizontal format. Then there is a vertical format, which I'm also running, which I haven't confirmed if it's working yet. And then I have the horizontal format also going to Twitch. So I'm pretty sure Twitch and YouTube regular are working. I'm not sure about the YouTube vertical, which would come up in YouTube Shorts. Whoa! PA Scribe in the house. What's going on, Paul? Off to Paper World. Where's Paper World, Paul? That sounds fun. That's like Disney World for calligraphers by the sounds of it. Oh, YouTube vertical, I guess, yeah, would have the chatting right here. Should I have the chat go over my face? Would that be better, Annie? Ooh, that hairline might be slightly too thin. For the stream. It's in Frankfurt. Nice! Paper World in Frankfurt. Awesome. That's fun. Annie says no, so leave it the way it is. I can leave it the way it is. I could also, because I could put my face down below and the writing up top if that would be... I'm not familiar with the YouTube vertical streaming format. You can always catch the regular stream on my YouTube channel. The regular horizontal stream is here like normal. Yes, Comic Sans is always a favorite. Hello, Emily. Oh, somebody asked a wonderful question. Why does my traffic cone have glasses? Because that is a bad pylon that wears glasses. There are about 30 traffic cones around my apartment, and most of them, not all of them, but most of them wear glasses. Because why not? It's the bad pylon. And my spinning top is still going, which makes me happy. Apparently it had some charge in it, which is wonderful. Bad pylon. Thank you very much, Sunglasses Guy. I hope you have a wonderful day as well. I did notice, so I'm going to take a break from writing real quick, because since my traffic cone, since the bad pylon was brought up, I noticed something hilarious today. Normally, it's not like, I can't really do anything about it because the glasses are solid, but I was messing with this one today, which is it's a crocheted traffic cone, and check this out, I learned. So, because the glasses are also crochet, if I do, it has like a bit of a Wally vibe. I can make him really sad. Or I can make him angry. Angry cone. So ridiculous. But it kind of looks like it's a Spider-Man. I've never designed a Spider-Man cone. Why? Well, there we go. You heard it here first, folks. We are designing a Spider-Man traffic cone. That is happening. Oh, I can't believe I never thought of that before. I've designed traffic cone. Maybe I should do all the Avengers. Oh. Okay. It's happening. Put him back here where he belongs. I'm gonna make Avengers themed traffic cones. Why have I never done that before? Yeah, I've done all like the Star Wars universe in cones. That's such a good idea. I'm glad I got distracted with the glasses on my traffic cone today. And sort of a few things happened all sort of in the same day. I was scrolling YouTube shorts earlier, taking a break. And there was the guy who wrote Wally was explaining binoculars that he saw that did sort of that shape that gave him the idea for Wally's expressiveness. And then when I was messing with him earlier, I realized that his glasses can do the same thing. And there we go. Now we gotta make the spider cone. Friendly neighborhood spider cone. Back to writing. Most people think that I'm a fan of VLC when they see all of my traffic cones. There's a lot. There's traffic cones everywhere in my apartment. Just out of frame over there, there's a life-size Lego one. I don't really have a theme for today's video, other than writing, because I haven't written with you all in a while. I've had a few practice sessions myself over the holidays, but not that many. It's been a busy time of year. Awesome. Glad to know, Annie. Should open. Oh, what have I done? I ruined something. There we go. I lost my chat. I should never mess with anything, because I just end up breaking things. Okay. You can't figure out what says. WHIG? This? I froze. That's no good. Am I frozen? Good. Good. Just out of curiosity in the chat, who is watching vertical and who's watching horizontal? I know nobody's on Twitch, but there's multiple people in YouTube coming from a couple different spots, and I'm curious who's coming from where. I have guesses, but I'm curious. All right, Dakota's vertical. A lot of people are vertical. Or some. Ojaswini, it's been a feature for a long time. It's the you can watch whatever one you want. Since my computer is now powerful enough to send out multiple streams, and they say that it's a good way of exposure and whatnot on the YouTube, to multi-stream to both. So that's what I'm doing. Testing it out anyways. Oof, that line was very, very thin. I like that they do the lines really thin, but it shows up better on camera than it does in real life. Ah, that's no good. Well, Ojaswini, are you... I mean, you could watch on the horizontal if you don't like the vertical. Vertical is maybe not necessarily the best suited for penmanship streams, but I want to test it out. There we go. You're watching both. Nice. Just so you know also, when you say I'm here and here, all YouTube tells me is YouTube. So for me, everybody that's chatting, it doesn't distinguish for me. It's all in one window. It's all the YouTube chat for me comes in one spot. That's why I don't know who's watching vertical and who's watching horizontal. It's impossible for me to tell. I suppose I could pop out all the different chats, but I just have all the chats in one spot. Like if somebody came in on Twitch and started chatting, they would show up in this chat as well. So I don't know where everybody is. I don't even know. I don't have my numbers up now, so I don't even know how many people are here. There could be nobody here, but people are chatting, so I know there's somebody here. Whoa. What's going on there? That's no good. Let's fix that. Where did I get my hat? I got my hat from the Guren Hat Company, who unfortunately stopped making bowler hats and also closed their shop in Vancouver. So I need a new one, and I can't find one anymore. This particular bowler hat is somewhat unfindable these days. So I have to find another brand that I like the fit of if I want to get another one. Yeah, we are inter-platform chatting. All the platforms. You just wait. One of these days we might go crazy and start streaming to TikTok. Probably not, but you never know. I have the ability to. I could. Alright, let's do some warm-up. Or some drills, rather. I've started trying to stop changing my speed. There we go. That's what we want. That one was nice and smooth, and the shade only halfway. Back to basics is where we're going today. I really don't have any desire to stream on TikTok, but if the day comes that I dive back deeper into being much more active on social media, which I haven't been terribly active as of late, who knows? Maybe I won't post TikToks, but I could use just TikTok Live. That's not a bad idea, Dakota. I once topped a Christmas tree with a bowler hat. It felt fitting. Will do. Oops. Welcome back to Horizontal, Ojaswinny. Horizontal is best suited for this style of stream, I believe, but I was curious. All the cool kids were doing it. Sounds good to go to have a good dinner. Thanks for hanging out. Oh, I got itchy head. There we go. All right, what should we write today? Like I said, I don't really have a theme. Do I just want to spend the day going through some drills? That's what we want. Better, 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 those three. Why is the face cam better on vertical? It's bigger, I guess, right? Ah, I like January was a long year. I will do that. I thought people liked my face cam to be small. I thought that was the whole thing. Lurker James used to give me a hard time, saying my face cam was too big all the time. Bigger the better. So we'll just do the whole writing stream like this then. We'll just do, yep, I'm just going to be looking down and I'll write the entire time. On vertical, you can only see my hands when I do this part. You can't even quite see what I'm writing. There we go. You have my DoorDash. I did not order DoorDash. Lurker James had a problem. Lurker James just doesn't like my face. We'll say that. He's not here, so we can badmouth Lurker James. Nobody knows we're streaming today. We were secretive about it. Only posted this afternoon. Or was that? Whoa. Or morning, maybe, when I posted that. Because I can make my face cam bigger on horizontal, but I feel like too big and people aren't going to be happy. And the whole point of the face cam, I mean, I could make my face cam just be my face, but I try to get the face cam so you can see the forearm and everything. So the horizontal YouTube face cam is longer vertically so you can see the setup. Maybe that's not as important of a thing as I thought. I thought that'd be good for people who have questions or want to know exactly how I'm doing the writing and angle of the paper and all that jazz. Is that not the way I should do it? I could turn off the face cam, that's true. I could have no face cam at all. But then you can't see my face. That's no fun. There's plenty of room for the face cam too. We can make it bigger. How much bigger do you guys want to go? Well, here, let's do an experiment. Because we can go like do 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 like that. Are we taking away too much real estate now? That feels really big. Too big? Nothing has changed for those of you watching on vertical. Vertical is going to stay the same. But horizontal we can play with. Reach. Not a broken pen. This is an oblique holder is what it's called. It's used for ornamental penmanship. I realized that I didn't really put any descriptor in the video that went vertical other than first stream of 2026. Whoops. But that's okay. We are writing ornamental penmanship. My face feels this... Is this too big? Your OC... Oh, because because the spinning top is smaller. So, get arced. This is what's called a capital stem. It's used in writing letters. Whoopsies, like I can write a letter K. How about that, Ojaswini? What if I put it over there? This feels too big. Whoa. Could we do it? We could do it evenly so they both size up the same amount. How's that? Is that even? I have to zoom in so I can see. Because they're cropped frames, they don't... There we go. They don't snap. There, how's that? Oh, the spinning top is kind of wobbly. So much tweaking is required. We're gonna move this one over a little bit because I seem to always go off the edge of my writing. Fun, fun, fun. Hello, Carly Stardust. What is going on? I am practicing ornamental penmanship today. I write with an oblique holder, and that's to get the nib, or my dip pen, angled off to the side so that I can get these big shades when writing ornamental penmanship. thank you very much. Yes, calligraphy and penmanship. And I practice, so I stream every Tuesday night to practice. Today is my first time going live on Vertical, so I have new people coming in the chat asking questions, which is wonderful. I worry that these hairlines are a little too thin for the camera, though. Let me see if I can get them to be. Let's take a look at our nib. See if we can get our hairlines to look a little bit nicer. Good catch, Lene. Yes. Every Tuesday night that I am home and organized. I'm not going out of town for a while now, so we will be back on the every Tuesday night bandwagon for at least a number of weeks. But yes, we haven't had a live stream since before Christmas, which is a little intense. Sorry about that. They are exceptionally thin. Kind of, I mean, I like them. They're wonderful, wonderful. But they are potentially slightly too thin. We'll see if this tweak... If I wasn't on camera, then I wouldn't care quite as much. But I am, so I want to make sure that everything looks its best. How's this look? Well, maybe that's better. I don't think I've changed anything. But it feels good. Oh yeah. They're a little thicker. There we go. Easier to see. Right on. Thank you very much, Carly. Welcome to the team. If anybody is wanting or is watching on the vertical stream and wants more real estate, I am streaming horizontal as well at the same time. You get a little bit more of the writing surface, and you can see my arms as I'm writing to know a little bit more about the process and whatnot. If that's something you're into, is that how you spell process? I feel like it isn't. Whoops. I also make a lot of spelling mistakes, which is no secret. We were on a hiatus for so long. I forgot to check that. Yeah, we were on a hiatus for a very long time. My apologies. That's my bad. I mean, I was gone, excuse me, for a really, really long time, and then January was just very busy. I was home for like a week. Not even. I was back. And then I flew out, I think, early the Wednesday. I had to catch my flight at like 4 o'clock in the morning on the Wednesday. So I didn't stream that night because I was packing and heading to the airport. Because I had to leave for the airport at like 2 o'clock in the morning. Because I was in Philly in New York for a little bit. What is going on with my throat? Yikes. Better? Whoa. Better. That was crazy. There was a frog right there. But it's gone now. No criticism taken. Don't worry, Otis Winnie. Or Lene, sorry. It was a really long time, though. I realized, well, when I was setting this one up today, I was like, wow, it's been, yeah, since Christmas. It's been a very long time. A crazy time of year, always. Well, hello, Olivia. Welcome, welcome. Oh, Olivia, are you watching? You weren't here. I'm streaming both vertical and horizontal today. So if you're seeing the vertical, that's the different new way. But the horizontal way is still there. It's still on my YouTube channel if you'd prefer to watch that way. Clean is good. I don't feel as rusty as I thought I would, which is wonderful. Good idea. If I had a terrarium, I'm pretty sure I want to put ants in it. I would love to have an ant farm in a terrarium. Does that go? I think I've asked this before on stream. If you're in an apartment that doesn't allow pets, what about an ant farm? Does that count as pets? I'm curious. Whoa, way too big on the P. No problem. You're not the first person, Olivia, don't worry. Happy New Year to you. Yeah, I guess it's not a pet, it's a pest. Am I allowed to keep pests if my apartment doesn't allow pets? I'm curious. Because I would really love to have an ant farm. I want to get a queen and start a colony from nothing. I think that'd be so cool. It's one of those things that I've always wanted to do and have never done. Started outside my home. I mean, I could in the spring and summer, I guess. Welcome back, Dakota. Welcome back. Yes, true. Me having a pet of any kind, Lene, that's a good point, is not the best of ideas because you are correct. I leave home all the time. Ants aren't menaces if they're kept in a thing. If they're in a container, in a terrarium. Oh, I think so. I once had an ant submarine when I was a kid. That was fun. I had all sorts of ant farms, but never a legit one. I caught a bunch of ants and kept them alive and fed them, but I never had a queen. I never had a fertilized queen that would lay her first, like, batch of eggs, her first clutch. Clutch? Are they called a clutch of eggs for an ant? Oh, the spinning top is all wobbly. It did not have a full charge. It's not going to last very much longer. Down it goes. It's over. Not a full charge. Alright, we can turn that part of the camera off now. Back to just me. That's a good point, Dakota. Clownfish do look like pylons. They do look like traffic cones. That's funny. I never thought of that before. Why am I not a bigger fan of clownfish? That feels like it's a no-brainer. Whoops. Little snap. I fear fish would definitely go against my apartment's rules, though. But Lene brings up the best point, that I leave town too often to have pets, which is disappointing. If I didn't leave home as much and had any pet, well, first I would get an ant colony. I would start an ant colony. I want to start it from nothing. In a perfect world, if I could wave my magic wand, I would catch a queen elate in like March, April, or May, which is nuptial flight season. When they leave their colony, after they've been fertilized, they leave their colony and they go to start their own colony. I would find one and catch it in the wild when it's going to start its own colony, and then you would keep it in a test tube, and you fill the test tube cotton balls on each side, soaked with water, and then it would lay its first batch of eggs, which I can't remember what they're called. But it'd start from absolutely nothing. Would be so cool. Why does life involve such hard choices? I don't know, Lene. I do not know. But it certainly does. Oh, but the second animal I get after an ant colony, I want a tortoise. I would like a little miniature dinosaur to roam around. I don't have a yard, so I can't have a tortoise. I want a tortoise. Probably can I get Aldabra tortoises? I can't remember which ones I can get here and which ones I'm not legally allowed to own here. But I want the biggest one possible, or one that would grow really big and live for 1 billion years. Aldabra. Is that one of the ones that I can get here? I can't remember. My sister used to have a tortoise. Its name was Tort. It unfortunately passed away. He was cool though. I used to like watching him in the backyard. Like a little dinosaur. Just on a mission for food. Whoopsies. Let's try that again, shall we? Too many things happening at once right there. I would love to go see the Galapagos turtles. I would love that. Is it in Arizona? There's a tortoise dude that I follow on Instagram who runs like a reptile place. And he has a bunch of Galapagos turtles. I'm pretty sure it's in Arizona. I would like to go there and visit. People visit. Apparently you can go and get a tour and see the big giant tortoises. True. Agreed. What happened to Tor? We don't really know. He just stopped eating one day, apparently. He just got unhealthy. Not sure why. I know she took him to a specialist vet, but nobody knew what was wrong, unfortunately. We're not really sure. Or if they know, they haven't told me. I'm not sure. 'Twas unfortunate. He was pretty big. But I think something he ate must have disagreed with him at some point. I think I want to do another Sig Sling and Sunday challenge. Maybe in February? If I get my act together this week, this Saturday will be the first, or this Sunday will be the first Sunday of February. Maybe we can do a Sig Sling and Sunday signature writing challenge for February. Before I go out of town again in March. We could do that. I think. Oh, nib caught, but at the very end. Safe. Is that how you spell tortoise? Yeah. Just writing random words now. Galapagos. Tortoise. Doesn't look like a tortoise, but tortoise flourish. .60 copper plate. Puckleski. What is 60 point? Really, really small? 60 point copper plate? I know what copper plate is, or in Grosser script. What is 60 point? Oh, I need water. For my nib. Here we go. Perfect. All right. I realized in vertical, nobody could see at all what I was doing there. Just cleaning my nib and getting a jar of water out. For nib cleaning. Very large. I see. .60 would be rather large. I didn't really. Okay, so that your computer font sizes. I got you. Now, are you talking copperplate script or copperplate font? Because I do know the copperplate font, and that's not what most calligraphers refer to when they talk about copperplate. So I am curious. Yeah, that's what everybody's been saying. Should I put my face on the bottom so that my face is over top of the... so the tat is over my face? Would that make more sense? We can try it. I look like your uncle? Nice. You must have a cool, good-looking uncle. The font, okay. Because copperplate script, I don't do a lot of copperplate or engrosser script, but it's more so like... like so. That type of writing. Oof, that is rough. You want to see my expressions, okay. The important part is supposed to be the writing, is it not? A cook uncle. I like to think that I'm a cool uncle. I have, what do I have? 5 nieces and nephews? Are there lots of ads? Sorry, I don't, give me one sec. Let me turn. We haven't been going that long. There should have only been 2 ads by now. They're supposed to happen every 30 minutes. What the heck, YouTube? Let me go. Where's the docs? Oh. One of my docs disappeared. That's why I don't have it here. Okay. Well, that's inconvenient. I'll address that later. Oh. D15745 says, "Hi Mike, I'm having trouble with the 7th principle, the capital loop, from the book Spencerian Key to Practical Penmanship. Specifically having trouble starting the loop, as in the entry point. Give me one sec, because I want to make sure I answer your question correctly." Whoops, let's put my paper through. Give me one sec. I'm going to look at that book, Spencerian Key to Practical Penmanship. 1 second. Headphone cable is not long enough to go to the bookshelf. I will be right back. It's right here. Ba-da-ba-da-ba. So we're exactly on the same page. Ooh. Get the ink out of the way. 3 or 4? Wow, there shouldn't be that many. Yeah, there's only supposed to be 1 every 30 minutes. Okay, Spencerian Key. Now let's go to 7th principle in this old book. Let's go to the front. It should be on that poster. Is that in this book? I rarely reference this book specifically, so I apologize that I don't know exactly where it is in here. But we will find it. That's not it. Those are movement exercises. Is it at the front? Did I miss it? If you have a page number, feel free to let me know the page number. Aha! 39. Are we talking this one? I'm guessing that's the one you're referring to. Let me... This one right here? Can you help me design a spider cone, Dakota? I don't know. I'll probably just end up drawing one day. You can do some sketches of it if you want. There's a specific way that I design and draw my cones. If you look up Bad Pylon on Instagram, you'll see some of them. I'm guessing that's the one you're referring to. Yeah. In which case, that is the 7th principle in here, in Spencerian medium hand, which I tend to refer to, that's sort of the main variation of what I think of as traditional Spencerian script. Sorry, I turned away from the microphone as I said that. Traditional Spencerian script. And that specific principle is just if we do it slowly, it's just 2 ovals down to the stem, like so. Now specifically though, in Spencerian, alright, I want to make sure I answer this correctly. I just want to look at once they add the shade, because traditional Spencerian is only very lightly shaded. There we go. Yeah, so in traditional Spencerian, when that stroke is done, the shade, when applied, ends up going essentially right there. So, like, it's the ornamental penmanship equivalent, or the ornamental penmanship equivalent would be that stroke there, shading from top to bottom. But in traditional Spencerian, you have your 2 smaller ovals, and then your downstroke that's slightly curved. Whoopsies. Sorry, give me a moment. Something like so, for going into a W, or something like that. The key is the transition from your ovals, whether you do 1 or 2, the book has 2, but going from those 2 ovals and then transitioning into your larger stroke, which comes down here, which is almost straight. Sometimes the principle, see you later Dakota, thanks for hanging out. It's slightly curved. You can think of it as like a larger oval if you want, because it's only slightly curved. So you're going from this oval here into that oval there, which would give you something like so. And then if you do 2 like in the book, yeah, my hairlines are too thin. I guess you can see them a little bit. Normally, shades, ovals are started on the downstroke, or not always, but going into this form here, you start this up here and then you curve around and down. But in their instance, we're going up, down, up, down. So yeah, I would just practice a lot of doing either do this into that almost straight stroke, slightly curved stroke, just a single oval on top, into practicing going like so, that shape, and then to dive into that full principle that they have there. Just do it all hairline. Don't curve the bottom like I'm doing there by accident. And then add in your shade, your controlled shade right in the middle. Like so. My angles are a bit wonky, but there you go. I hope that helps in your journey for that particular practice stroke. Can I ask D15745, are you using movement writing? Are you going rapid or are you going slower? Just out of curiosity. I almost dipped my nib in my tea there real quick. Maybe that's a sign I should take a sip. Ah, yummy tea. It's already almost cold. I need one of those heated mugs. Clearly. Even my nib knows. The 8th principle. Whoa. Probably. Let me dive back into the book, so that I don't teach the wrong thing. In this edition, it is on page 42, I think. I lied. 38 and 41. The last principle. Ooh, that's my favorite. Cool. So the 8th principle definitely takes some figuring out. I will reference it in ornamental penmanship, which is what I write most. And I will say I distinguish between ornamental penmanship, which is a whole bunch of styles and whatnot. I consider traditional Spencerian to be a style of ornamental penmanship. But specifically with traditional Spencerian, it's what's in that book that you're studying and similar books that I consider sort of the law. That if they look like that, then they're Spencerian. If they're not like that, exactly like that, then they're ornamental penmanship. Just so you know why I reference and say ornamental penmanship so much. But on that note, so that exercise in ornamental penmanship would be, or for my writing, would be this exercise right here. Like so. Shade starting at about the halfway point vertically of the letter. It's a compound curve. the shade comes and we transition into a horizontal oval on the lower left. And then from there, so for the only real difference in traditional Spencerian is this horizontal oval ends up still being a little bit angled. It ends up being something like so. The shade is a bit higher, and that oval is something like so. It's not quite all the way horizontal as you can see in the book. So the key part though is that shade is slightly higher than ornamental penmanship, but still not too high. You want to keep it on the low side. Like so. And again, in Spencerian, it's very lightly shaded, so that's where you get variations of the A and whatnot come from that form. Best way to practice that is to go hairline first. So don't even worry about the shade until you get used to the shape of that slightly compound curve. You think of your 52-degree slant line. You're tapering into that shade, or into that slant line, going down, curving out of that slant line, and then from there you're doing your horizontal, or in this case just off horizontal oval. So it's creating that shape in straight, curve down. So curve straight, curve around, curve straight, curve around. Getting used to that feeling. People will often tend to curve back too much here, make this too wavy instead of curve to the straight line and then curve out of the straight line. So there's no S curve really, it's just going into the slant line and then out of the slant line again. So yeah, just doing that hairline until making that shape is super comfortable. And then you mess with applying your shade where you want the shade to go. Being very cautious that you apply it down here nice and low so you don't have hairline. Another thing you want to watch out for, this is something that I and a lot of people suffer from a little bit, is how it's a little bit darker right there at the tip. That's where you want to be starting on the move. And you're touching down nice and soft so you don't get that lighter white. An exaggerated example is you don't want something like this. There, where it's a lot whiter on the top or a lot thicker. Yeah, that's how I would practice that one, and many, 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 many times. You're going to do hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of them, thousands of them over your journey. Do them hairline first, then when you add your shades, and then don't try to go, if you want to go into the ornamental penmanship realm, don't go massive shades until you're comfortable. And then as you're comfortable, you just start getting a little more into that shade. Till you get some nicer big ornamental penmanship shades. Whoops. Like so. Hello, Anissa from Indonesia. Welcome, welcome. Oh, Skeet, what's my favorite cue? Before I answer, you gotta tell me your favorite cue. Well, maybe I won't say before I answer, because with the chat delay, I don't know how long you guys are delayed for. My favorite cue. Don't worry, most people curve too much. That's how that one works. My favorite cue, Skeet. So our options, let's go over the options of our favorite cues. There is the G cue. The G cue. There is the 2 cue. Little nib catch there. 2Q. There are a few different variations of the OQ. Something like so. Or there's also, what's that one that I feel like I did relatively recently? How does it go? I'm trying to visualize it so I don't mess it up. Let's go. Oh, it's that one. So we shade the first oval. This might be wrong. Like so. There's also one that's kind of like that. I don't know if that's exactly right. But that's another variation. My favorite would be the GQ. Oh, Kristen Mullen. I'm not familiar with the Bill Lilly Q. You'll have to send that to me so I can see it. If you jump on the Discord, thecreatrium.com, or follow the link in the description of this video if you're watching the horizontal version, jump on the CREATRIUM. That is our community of pointed pen ornamental penmanship and many styles of calligraphy and penmanship. But I mean, I know Bill Lilly, and I'm pretty sure I've seen a Bill Lilly Q before, but I don't know specifically what a Bill Lilly Q is. I'll demonstrate it if I can see what it looks like. If somebody sends it to me on Discord, I will try to demonstrate it. But not specifically knowing that one, I do apologize. My favorite or my go-to Q is always the GQ. Whoops. Nib snap. Make it engrosser's O. I don't do engrosser script. I could never do such a thing. With a small 2 on the bottom right. What? I'm intrigued. Somebody find one and send it to me. I'm opening. Well, no, the Discord is open. I am awaiting a message on the Discord of a Bill Lilly Q. I will wait. I will look in ornamental penmanship chat. We can have it. It can go in there. I'm assuming if I Google Bill Lilly Q, it won't come up, I'm guessing. I could probably Google Bill Lilly's writing, I suppose. That's not it. Nor is that an engrosser's Q. I was waiting for that, Lene. D15745. That is a wonderful question. Will I be at the IAMPITH convention in August? I'm currently the president of IAMPITH, so I am the one planning and organizing the convention in August. So it is essentially my convention this year. So yes, I will be there. I'm the one putting it on, or IAMPITH's putting it on, but I'm the one organizing it. So I will most certainly be there. I don't have a choice. Kind of like an A, kind of like a 2. I need a link. Somebody gotta send this to me. I need to see this 2, or this Q. I'm not good at visualizing letter forms. Clearly, I apologize. What can you do to better prepare for the convention? Once you get the class lists of the classes you want to take, or the supply lists, don't stress about buying all supplies. There is a shop there, so you can, anything you forget to have, you don't have to bring everything you own art supply wise. You can always buy stuff at John Neal Books, and paper ink arts are always there. And really, to prepare, just have a sweater for the classes. Sleep a lot before the conference, because you won't sleep a lot during the conference, or many of us don't. Oh shoot, I do apologize for that, Lene. I have a list of, or a stack of postcards that have to go out. I've been a bad correspondent. Which reminds me, it's February. February is International Correspondence Writing Month. I fully forgot we were already back to NaCoWriMo. Well, I'll have to write some correspondence. Wow, February snuck up on me. We are 3 days into International Correspondence Writing Month already. Whoops. Oops. Now I'm curious. I need to... If I Google... I'm Googling Bill Lilly Q to see what comes up. It must be... Is it published anywhere? It must. These are in Grosser script. I need an ornamental penmanship cue. All that's coming up is in Grosser script. You look exactly like my high school teacher, who had the most fabulous mustache to grace the earth. Whoa, that was very... Thank you very much. I don't know that my mustache is the most fabulous one to grace the earth by any stretch. But it's coming along. Thank you very much. My channel is Ornamental Penmanship. I am Mike Ward, MrMGWard, and I live stream on Tuesday nights, Ornamental Penmanship. Sometimes they are themed streams and we write specific things. Streams like today, I'm just writing sort of keywords and whatnot from the chat. I'm just hanging out, practicing, and brushing off the holiday rust that is accumulated on my penmanship. Although, I say that, but I don't actually feel that rusty today. Thank you very much, Lene. I wish, or I think, right, is it this side is a little thinner than this side right now? And I don't know if I should thin this side or just leave them. I must have slept funky on this side, and I lost some hairs on this side recently, I feel like. It grows exceptionally slow. The rest of my face grows at a regular pace and I have to shave every day, but my mustache grows insanely slow. I haven't shaved these longer hairs. I mean, they fall out all the time, but I haven't actually shaved my facial hair in well over a year. A year? Probably a year and a half? It's been a long time. Takes forever. I was on set a while ago for a film, and I was asked if I was just growing it for Movember, because it was November when I was there, end of November. And I wish I could just grow a mustache for the month, for a special occasion in the month. But it grows very slow. Uh-oh, lost my hairline there a little bit. Oops. Fun way to cross the T. Thought about that on the fly. Not the best execution, but it's a fun idea. Hello from Rome. Rome in the house. I am hoping to get a trip to Italy one of these years, one of these days, months. It's about that time, Ojaswini. It's been half an hour. There should be an ad every 30 minutes. I lost my dock that normally it tells me, it gives me a countdown, and I can choose whether I want to ignore it or not, but that dock has disappeared. So it's just a guessing game today. 30 minutes is too much. It's not that much. I don't think it's that difficult to sit through a short little advertisement every 30 minutes, Ojaswini. I think you complain about it a little too much. Good question. If you're learning traditional Spencerian, when can you learn ornamental penmanship? Anytime, in my personal opinion. Many teachers will say to do one script at a time till you get quite proficient with it. And while I will say that is good advice till you get a good understanding of each script. But for me, I kind of feel like so long as you can turn off one script when you work on another one, they will all somewhat help each other because it is all control and muscle training. So long as you can, when you're doing the forms, if you can separate yourself from ornamental penmanship, traditional Spencerian, engrosser, script, or copperplate, if you can sort of switch modes so that the styles don't bleed into one another, then there's, in my opinion, no harm in doing multiple scripts, multiple styles at the same time. That being said, it is good to get a good grasp of a style once you feel comfortable that you know the forms, whether you can execute them perfectly or whatnot. Once you can know the forms and you can know the difference, so if you start doing ornamental penmanship, then you know and remember what traditional Spencerian is, so you know the differences. Like when we were up here going through the differences between this stem with an ornamental penmanship stem, and then how it differs, how it changes slightly to be traditional Spencerian. Essentially, they're built on the same form. Ornamental penmanship evolved from Spencerian. And also, there's not one version of ornamental penmanship. There's many, many different styles of it. but being able to know and recognize those is important. But because they come from the same family, I don't see an issue in doing multiple, personally. Again, so long as you can go from traditional Spencerian mode, ornamental penmanship mode, and grosser script mode, you go between your modes. You won't miss out on anything. Normally I try to not do exciting things when the ads are playing, but that's because normally I can see when the ads are playing. Today, YouTube isn't letting me know. Yes, it has been a long time, Sparsh. Unintentional break has just been really busy since I went out of town for Christmas. I've been in and out of town a fair bit and just really busy. I think technically I've only missed, well, it's been 2 Tuesdays that I was home that I didn't stream. The one because I had to leave my apartment at like 2 o'clock in the morning to catch a flight to Philadelphia. And then the second one was last week where I wanted to stream, but I just had too much on my plate. So I had to call it last minute and not have a stream. But we are back now. So unless something crazy happens this week, we'll be back for the coming weeks. I do apologize for my absence. I wish I was better at doing lives and whatnot when I'm on the road. I like having my whole setup and everything. I'm not the best at run and gun live streams, which I should get a setup that I can do while I'm on the road from a hotel room or whatnot, since I do end up being on the road a fair bit of the year. True, absence makes the heart grow fonder. The YouTube algorithm would beg to differ. True. Yeah, that's alright. I don't do the best job of actively promoting when I am back and doing a stream, which I will dive back into that horse one of these days. But for now, we just keep it chill. We stream. People who are here, people who aren't. I wonder if anybody's watching on Twitch. Last time, I've only done one other stream on Twitch, and I had a couple people in there chatting, but we haven't had anybody yet today. I don't even know if that stream is still live. It should be. I should be streaming to Twitch at the moment, I think. Ah, that's sad to hear, Sparsh. There are a number of ornamental penmen, and I have students and friends in India that tools have to be findable. I would assume that's why. I think there might be more people than you. I mean, it's a big country, but I have quite a, for lack of a better term, quite a following in India of people who do ornamental penmanship and Spencerian. Maybe it's just a matter of finding them. Hello, Shkadang. Very nice to meet you as well. Your handle is very familiar to me. Oh! Nice to see you. I thought you said nice to meet you. It's like, wait, your handle is way too familiar to... It's nice to see you as well. I wasn't sure if Twitch was working. Apparently it is, because we got a Twitch chatter. Fun. Sparsh, I would recommend go to thecreatrium.com, jump on the Discord. That's a community. There's a number of people that are in there as well. And if you ask questions in there, specifically we have a tools and supplies channel. If you ask a question in there about supplies in India, I would almost guarantee that somebody in that community would be able to sort of point you in the right direction of getting the things you need. Because it's more difficult than being in North America, I would assume, but there is a number of people that do it out there. So somebody will be able to help get you sorted. Oh, what's going on, Jose? Nice. Gotta represent the CREATRIUM. There's been some good chats going on in there lately. I've been lurking in a lot of them, watching the conversations. Perfect. Calmness is honestly the best thing ever. The funniest thing about ornamental penmanship and Spencerian, or one of the trickiest things, I think, it's if you do the drills and you put in the work, training your muscles to do it, sounds counterintuitive, but the less you try, the better it works. Especially, this feels the most impactful when I'm doing signature writing and things like that, because you let go of control and you just let it happen. Lene, you should. I should make you a shirt that says, like, has the regular shirt, but on the top it should say, wait, there's a Discord, and it just says on top. Maybe we need a wait, there's a Discord shirt. Maybe we'll do a CREATRIUM special edition, limited edition, or a special edition. I won't make it limited. Maybe I'll do a limited edition shirt that has the design, but then somewhere on top of it or something it says, wait, there's a Discord? ... Something to that effect. That could be fun. Special edition. It'd be kind of funny. Oh, I'll add it to my list of t-shirts that I need time to design. Thank you very much, Carla. Welcome, welcome. If anybody is watching the vertical stream and wants a little bit more real estate, there is also a horizontal stream happening on my channel that shows a little bit more of the writing paper, and you can see my hand and whatnot in my face cam if you're interested in that. I know there's a fair few new folk who've come in here from the vertical stream today, which is really cool. Seeing that it's the first time I've ever tried to do a vertical stream as well as the horizontal stream. Getting into the multi-streaming. That reminds me of a design I did years ago for, instead of multitasking, we did a multi-slacking design, which was quite funny. It was a 3D ornamental penmanship design we did a number of years ago. Welcome back. Come on over. The ink is fine. I like that. Cold tea. Whoops. At least it still tastes really, really good cold. This reminds me that I should brew some tea with honey and put it in the fridge, because it is nice to have a cold tea. Let's try that again. Messed up that L. Trying to be a little more disciplined in my ascenders. Seeing if I should actively employ some combination finger movement into them. Oh, what bug do I have to worry about in New Zealand? I would love to go to New Zealand. I'm hoping... I've been to Australia, but I didn't have time to hit New Zealand while I was over in that area. I would love to see New Zealand. DYAC. Explain yourself, Lene. Hello, the big gamer guy. Welcome, welcome. From Twitch. The white-tailed spider. Well, that sounds terrifying. I'll keep that in mind. Oh, I just realized I don't know if my multi-chat thing shows me the moderation from swear words and whatnot. Ah. Today's tea is Earl Grey with honey. The main go-to decaf Earl Grey tea with a whole lot of honey in it. I went kind of bonkers on the honey today. It's very, very sweet. The Big Gamer Guy. Today we are just randomly writing some ornamental penmanship. Just getting my practice on. I haven't done a live stream in a while. So just sort of writing words as they come up in the chat and in our conversation and whatnot. That's always a good challenge, Lene. To keep things relatively clean. Oh, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. We could try that. Have I written that before? I must have tried. This pen, specifically this one, was carved or turned for me by Christopher Yoke. And then I carved an octopus into the end of it. For fun. Just a tiny little, I call it my Kraken holder. My little octopus holder. I actually came home from New York this year very inspired to do some more carvings. So unfortunately I haven't had the time. But I have a list of carvings that I want to do on pens, and it is almost time to dive back into that. Fun fact, or fun story about supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. In the movie, she says, you could say it backwards, and that'd be docious aliespagicfagicalorupus, but that'd be absurd, or something to that effect. But what she says isn't backwards. So it's supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. The only word she reverses is docious. She puts the pieces in reverse order. Super is the only word that she puts backwards. Like supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, she says docious aliexpiisticfragicala, which is, those are all the same sounds. Supercala, cala, docious aliexpiisticfragicala, and then super she reverses to say rupus, which is not actually backwards. It sounds much better than if she would have said the actual thing backwards, but it's just kind of funny. She says, if you said it backwards, it'd be docious aliexpiisticfagicalorupus, but that's not backwards. That's cheating, Mary Poppins. You cheater. Rupus is backwards, but that's the only part that's backwards. Cheater. Mary Poppins should know better. Trying to pull a fast one. I don't know if I can fit supercalifragilisticexpialidocious on a line. Oh, I will. Louis, I will. Should give her a piece of my mind. I'm a big Mary Poppins fan, obviously, because I am also a very big Dick Van Dyke fan. So, clearly. Right? She tried to trick us. I learned that when I learned how to say Doses Aliexpiasticvagicalorupus years ago. I don't remember how old I was. I was quite young when I learned that. And then I don't remember where the fact came from. It was a long time ago. I was a kid. And I remember trying to tell people, and people wouldn't listen to me. I was like, no, you don't understand. This is a big deal. She's not saying it backwards. Like it matters. But it was a big deal to me. This is true. Rules don't apply to her. That's valid. But still, she's a nanny. She's guiding young, innocent minds. She's leading them astray in that regard and that regard only. The rest of what she does, perfect. But if you're going to say something's backwards, Mary Poppins, you better say it backwards. That's all I'm saying. How would it be backwards? It would be... Yeah, it'd be like Suic Odilla Ipsec Itzilig. No, Itzil Agarfi Lac Rupus. Doesn't have the same ring to it. I'm sure you could turn it into the song somehow. Oh, nice. I've never been able to do the alphabet backwards. I think when I was a kid, I could, but I was never good at it. Supercalifragilistic. We're going to have to write this super tiny. Super. I also want to try really hard not to spell it wrong. Whoops. Supercalifragilistic. Uh-oh. Is there a hair in my nib? Where'd that... Expialidocious. I would love to learn a little bit about the entomology is the wrong word, but sort of how it came, where it came from, how they made up supercalifragilisticexpialidocious as a word. Did it exist before Mary Poppins? Or was it written by the writers of that song? There. We can scroll across. We have supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Wonderful. I feel like I have to underline this one with one of these. 'Cause why not? No 60-point font. Nah, not a thing. Thank you very much, Big Gamer Guy. It is not perfect, but it's getting better. It gets better all the time. I am a teacher of penmanship. I teach ornamental penmanship and Spencerian script, and other scripts as well. I am quite a fan of ornamental penmanship, but not perfect. Nothing's perfect. Wait, is it Mary Poppins who sings Practically Perfect? She practically perfect. Is that Mary Poppins? Or is that another song from another movie of that era? I can't remember now. Ooh, here's a question. If you could have, like, when it comes to, like, a skill or ability, perfect something in your life, like some people have perfect pitch, some people have perfect recall, what would be your perfect? What would you want to be able to do perfectly? Pitch, recall, what's some other perfects? Well, letter forms, if I could do perfect letter forms penmanship wise, or if I could perfect spelling. I have the farthest from perfect spelling. I make so many spelling mistakes all the time. I get focused on the look of the word and the sound and the writing of the word that my letters kind of go all over the place. Not the best at the spelling. But I'm curious, what would be your perfect if you could pick something, one aspect or one skill in your life that could be perfect? What would you choose? Oh, this is a fun question, because it could be anything. Ah, okay, so when she uses the tape measure, when she's measuring how tall they are, that's when she sings Practically Perfect. Nice. You understand women, so that would be your perfect, is you have perfect understanding of women? Is that your perfect? Kristen? Sounds good, the Big Gamer Guy. Thanks for hanging out. We'll see you on another stream, hopefully. Trying to think, what would I want to be perfect? I feel like if I said I won't, not perfect writing or perfect letter forms. Because if it's perfect, then that takes away my journey, which has been really fun. Perfect recall would be pretty incredible. To be able to just remember. Or to have, what's it called? Like, well, there's a photographic memory, but is the other term like an eidetic memory, where if you've ever read something, it's up there and you can sort of find it again? That would probably be, if I could pick something, because I do so much research and reading, and I have 100% admittedly the worst memory at remembering things. I'm not good at remembering facts or where I read stuff. I remember the essence of what I read, especially in the realm of studying penmanship and whatnot. The exercise, the whatnot, but I don't remember who said it, where I read it, any of that stuff. The details. History. Got you. Perfect pitch would be fun. I don't have a lot of use for perfect pitch. It would be very cool, though. Ooh, perfect body control. That would have come in very handy for me in a number of years ago when I was a professional dancer in Los Angeles. I have pretty good body control, but not perfect. Perfect memory. I mean, yeah, perfect memory would be pretty brilliant. Pretty perfect, for lack of a better word. When I first read that, Lene, I just read the first bit, perfect body, and I read like, oh yeah, I would also love to have a perfect body, but perfect in that instance is subjective, so I don't think that really works. Perfect weight control, does that regard to perfect body? Oh, there's also perfect vision is one as well for people. I wear contacts or people who wear glasses or contacts. To have perfect vision would be great. It's another one of the perfects. I mean, perfect teeth, that's less exciting. But to have perfectly straight, perfect teeth, meh. Cool, but meh. Too many things to be perfect at. Whoa. That doesn't look like a post that belongs here. I can't moderate posts from here. I realize. What about from here? Ah, are your eyes pretty bad, Lene? You can't read the big E that bad? That's the first letter. See, and perfect vision would be awesome. Less important to me because I wear contacts and I feel like I see pretty good anyways. If I had contacts for my memory, then I wouldn't worry about my memory so much. But I have no quick fix for my memory. I need that what was the movie and TV show, The Limitless Pill. I mean, I don't want to take a drug, but it would be really cool to have perfect recall and perfect memory. Well, YouTube will auto moderate bad words, and I believe so will Twitch, I think. I just can't delete that one message from a Soundcraft Live. I'd have to open Twitch in a window, which I could do. Whoa, why is that hairline so thick all of a sudden? What happened? Let's figure out why that hairline got bad all of a sudden. Might have just been a fiber. Or a slight misalignment. Nope, not misaligned. Ooh, perfect ankle mobility. That would be handy. I also have very, 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 very bad ankles, so I feel that one in my bones. I've had a slight limp pretty much since I was a teenager, 18 or 19. Yeah, I feel you on that, Lene. I don't want to take drugs, but if the Limitless pill was actually good and didn't have the side effects and the bad parts that it has in the movie, that would be the one for me. I would quite enjoy that. Well, not to say that I'm glad you sprained your ankle so you do penmanship now, but I'm glad you do penmanship now. So maybe it was a blessing. If you didn't hurt your ankle, you'd be still skateboarding and you wouldn't be part of our fun community. Me? I was born with messed up ankles. From the very beginning. I had casts put on my feet the day I was born. And I wore casts until around the time I was 1, when I had my first surgery to fix what's going on down there. I had extremely clubbed feet. So they're no bueno. And then being a dancer my entire life, I pushed them way harder than they were technically built to be pushed. So they're in rough shape. But that's just the way it is. Whoa. I've started getting in the habit of just stopping when I do the R and I'm completely losing that little loop, which is not so great of a habit. Too wide on the bottom. I wish tap dancing helped strengthen them. I mean, dancing probably helped strengthen them a little bit, but I think I've pushed them harder than they've wanted to be pushed most of my life. As an example, now that I'm in my 40s, if I teach, say, 3 classes, so 3 hours back to back, I pretty much can't walk afterwards. It's tap out for me, unfortunately. No pun intended. So I have to be very careful with how many classes I sort of accept and whatnot in my schedule. Hello, Nisha. Welcome, welcome. I don't remember why I was writing the capital R. There was an R word that I was going to write, and now I can't remember what it was. Oh yeah, rough shape. That's what I was gonna write. No need to apologize. 'Twas out of my control. And, I mean, didn't really stop me from dancing and pushing them as hard as I wanted to. They just had to suck it up and deal with it. Rectilinear. Definition, please. Rutabaga. Oh. Oh, got you. I see what you're doing now. I was like, is this autocorrect for you now again? The capital I. This is a letter I was working on the other day because I get this little wobble right in there. My transition from the curve to the straight into the shade. And when I get rid of the wobble, my shade is really small. When I try to make my shade bigger, I get the wobble back. It requires work. It doesn't feel terrible. And in general, my writing actually today, I'm quite happy with it. It's coming out of my hand relatively nice, but that's why I was practicing to not slow down. Is that gear change, tempo change, that gives that little wobble in there. That I gots to get rid of. Ishikoro asks, can I request the T and F stem patterns for that R? For this R? Yes. At least I think I know what you're asking for. And I can do what that is. You can let me know if I'm mistaken. Oops. So there's the T, and the F would be similar. With a cross, you could do either this one or that one that we did there. I'm assuming that's what you're asking for. Is there anything you should be careful about regarding the ratio of the oval and stem height? Not terribly. Let's hypothetically, like if we have a capital A, for example. So if we think if that's our baseline and the height of our capital letters, Then when we do the T, we have to be cautious. We wouldn't bring our stem all the way up to the top, because then when we cross it over above, then our cross is going to be super, super high. So we would do our stem, and stems are smaller or larger depending on the penman who did them. As a general rule, let me over here, I'll do, hypothetically, if that was my letter form, be it an O, an A, a T, an F, whatever's in there, if that's about the bounding box of my letter form, then my entry oval, so the entry to that stem, I would have slightly smaller than that, and same with my exit oval. Same idea. That's as a general rule. It doesn't have to be this exact thing. It could be a little bit larger. I usually wouldn't make it be quite or any bigger than the sort of bounding box of the rest of the letter. It can be, but then you're in the realm of artistic expression and whatnot. So when we go back to here with our A, I would likely do the stem a little bit shorter than the top. Or it could hit the top, I guess, something like so. And then so there's my shade, again there's my baseline, there's the top of my letter. So then when I do the cross of the T or the F, either or, it fits in the same height as the A. So they match and they go together. And then if it's an F, add the little tick in there in the middle. But as far as ratio size, you can have a larger stem or a larger oval, a smaller oval. It tends to depend on what is going around the letter. As a general rule, I default to about this size here, but if there's nothing else on the left-hand side, you can go bigger if you like that style. If it's coming after something else, sometimes you go smaller and it also can work. It all just kind of depends on personal preference, basically, which is one of the lovely things about ornamental penmanship in general. A lot of the rules aren't set laws. Welcome back, Dakota. An empty Mont Blanc leather box. Ooh. Was it a nice leather box? Did you buy it? Kristen, I am not a master penman. I wish I was, but I am not one. I may be one day. To be an official master penman, you have to go through the IAMPITH Master Penman program, the certificate program. I do believe I am farther along that path, or I was farther along that path than anybody else. I haven't submitted anything for the past 2 years, which is bad. I fought really, really hard to get a submission done in time this year, but I needed like 2 more days to put the finishing touches on it before submitting it, and I just ran out of time, unfortunately. My own fault. So I just didn't have the time to get it done, which puts 1 more year between me and if I'll ever become a master penman. I would like to, hopefully one day, but I have to go through the steps to get there, and the steps are taking me way too long, unfortunately. The schedule of my life has not been friendly with the certificate program lately. Boxes are wonderful. I also like boxes. Black leather with a silver clamshell. Sounds really nice. Too bad there wasn't a cool pen in it. How many certificates are there? There are... So the levels go in different styles. There's certificate. You get a certificate of proficiency, and then you get a certificate of excellence sort of the next year or another year. You do the next level. And then to be a master penman, I believe you need a pointed pen. You need to have level of excellence in pointed pen, a broad pen, a stylistic style, like a design, and I can't remember what else. And I have all of those except for I need my excellence in illumination. So illuminated manuscripts and whatnot. I need to finish my last level of that one, which is why I needed the extra 2 days to make it perfect, essentially, because there's not a lot of room for error in the excellence level, so that I could submit that, but I didn't finish. Your pre-mustache... Oh, my actual video of mixing walnut ink from crystals. Interesting. That's old. I think that's the last actual Instagram video I ever made, which is horrendous because that's so many years ago. I've done hundreds of live streams since then, but yikes. Yikes. Tricky, difficult life choices. It's true. Tricky. Did I ever do an updated nib sharpening video? No, I did not. I got... Is it working, I wonder? I haven't used it in a while. I got this all set up. Oh, where's the light? I can turn the light on. Hiya. So that I could specifically record... Ooh, white ink on my nib. I got that set up, so I have it to actually film that video, but no. Unfortunately, I have not. My list of things that I'm behind doing, Lewis, are not... It's not impressive, unfortunately. The to-do list just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and my to-done list is not growing nearly fast enough. Unfortunately. Oh, Lene, were you way far back? I didn't think ads pushed you farther back. No worries, Lewis. It's a good reminder. I do want to film it. I'm actually trying to see if I can also do a demonstration of that again at IAMPIF as well. I've done one in the past years ago, but I've sort of changed my methods a little bit since then. Because I feel like it's becoming normal. I reference it to the wind instrument world, where a lot of musicians cut and make their own reeds. A lot of people who play wind instruments make their own reeds. They sharpen, they shape, they form their own reeds. And that's just kind of the way it is going, or I feel like that perspective shift, rather than complaining about what exists. It's just sort of every penman now gets a nib, they have their base nib, and they sharpen it to their liking. So each of us will end up sharpening a nib slightly differently, but we'll sharpen it to give us the results that we want, the results in feel. Would it be awesome if a factory would make a perfect out-of-the-box nib? Yes, but I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. So rather than being unhappy about that, trying to go with a perspective shift in that this is just what we do now. We carve our own, or we sharpen our own nibs. It's just part of the process. Whoa! First big nib snap of the day. I felt that one coming too. I got a little too vertical. There's a really dope nib sharpener in China, actually, who does really good work. The nib I'm using right now is actually from him. It has been sharpened again by me afterwards. It has been tuned again by me. But yeah, I feel like that's just the standard way of things now. I mean, there are a number of relatively decent mass-produced nibs out there. Like the Hunt 101 is fine. You just have to make sure you take a look at it for quality control stuff. You're not going to get quite as fine of a line, but a Leonard Principle out of the box is not a bad nib by any stretch of the imagination. The modern ones are slightly stiffer than a 101, but it's still a great nib. It's just when somebody gets to a point where you want more, or when you look at your writing and I think, what's lacking? And if the hairline isn't what I need the hairline to be, then fixing the tool is the only way that I'm going to be able to achieve that. Or I need to see the line that I'm going for so that I can train myself to get there, basically. So for that, we sharpen. Regular fountain pen nib sharpening or tuning is a whole other ballgame. I have done that before, but that's not something I do nearly as much of. There's more shaping and stronger tipping material and whatnot. It's yeah, whole other ballgame. Whoa, that shade is way too high. That's better. Tuning. Tuning? Oh, I cannot spell. That looks like tunning. Is there an E in there? No. Double N would be tunning. That's tuning. I like my regular fountain pen nibs to also be just extremely, extremely fine. But they're not flexible, so they can be super, super, super fine when they're nice and stiff. Curious. Not sure why I did that. Super fine. January, what was the quote? Was a long year? Oh no, my nib is getting snappy. January was a long year. Was it ever? Oh, I'm honestly not sure, Lene. Lewis is going to bed. Thanks for hanging out, Lewis. It was nice seeing you. Hopefully we'll see you next week. We will be back for the coming weeks now that I'm back in town. For a bit, at least. I'm also going to call it a night there, I do believe, everybody. It's a nice little chill I like that some good questions that came up in the chat, and I got to answer a few questions, do a little bit of teaching-ish. What's going on, Nicolette? Yeah, we were just writing some calligraphy, some penmanship. I've been going since 9 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. I'm actually just about to end the stream. I saw you're super fine. Super fine. But we are going to call it there. No Blacklight Live this week. But maybe when we get back in next week, we'll keep things going into the midnight hour. But tonight, I got an early morning tomorrow, and Lewis bringing up my to-do list makes me want to check some things off of it tomorrow. So, thank you very much, everybody, for hanging out with me today. This has been a lot of fun. Hopefully, our journey into vertical streaming, horizontal streaming, and duet streaming worked for everybody. Please let me know if you liked it, if you didn't like it, if you want us to do it a different way in the future. We stream every week that I am in town at 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time until whatever time we feel like going. The longest stream so far, I think, was around 6 hours, something like that. But we don't usually go quite that long. Anyways, thank you very much again, everybody, for hanging out. Please be sure that you are falling in love with this process, and don't forget that life should be just a bit of silliness, really. Thanks a lot, everybody. See you next week. And end stream. Hiya!